questions on notice. I just wanted to ask you, Dr. Marshall, you've got the 150 million for the Cyro Innovation Fund, which is managed by the Main Sequence Ventures as part of your sort of broader commercialisation program there. And Cyro is also sort of, renowned for having done sort of very pure research as well, which has led to different sorts of inventions that you proudly have on your website, starting with the technology underpinning, for example, Wi-Fi, which I take to have come out of a more pure research model rather than a sort of industry-linked applied model. How important is foundational discovery research to driving ongoing innovation and commercialisation in the long term?
Well, it's very important, Senator, and one of the things that we do to start inside CSI role is two things really. We've increased our collaboration with the university sector because there's 39 great unis and they do terrific Horizon 3 blue sky foundational research, so we've deepened the collaboration there. And in our Act, Senator, it does specify that our purpose is to help ensure translation of all Australian science, not just what Cyro does, so that's a reason for that. And then the second one, we've invested a lot recently in what we call our future science platform. So these are the deep discovery research, the blue sky research. And I think, Tom will correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it's 150 million over the forwards, isn't it, Tom?
I think so. That sounds in the ballpark, yeah.
For what you just described as the blue sky research?
Yeah, we call them our future science platforms, Senator, and hydrogen in part came out of a future science platform, our hydrogen tracker. We're looking at carbon locking, a way to lock in carbon for better sequestration. We're looking at quantum. So these are kind of right on the cutting edge, and I should say they're all done in collaboration with a pretty big cohort of students and postdocs, often whom work in universities, and we're all partnered up with many of the unis on this work again to deepen that collaboration.
So, Senator, just to correct that figure, it's slightly above 150. It's about just over $40 million per annum for the 4 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And how does that compare then to the 150 million for the Cyro Innovation Fund? Is that over the same sort of period? Is it, or was that just a one-off?
So the fund is a 10-year fund, Senator, and that fund is not for investing in Cyro research, although it can, but it's investing in
commercialisation of broader
research across the whole system.
Yeah. I mean, can I just get your sort of general perspective, Dr. Marshall, on what the appropriate balance is for our country in investing in blue sky research, as you described it, versus investing in research that is linked to industry partners, even before the commercialisation phase. What do you think the sort of the appropriate balance is, and are we striking it?
Well, Senator, I probably can't answer for the system, but I can tell you how we think about it for Cyro. And that 40 million is ballpark rough number about 10% of what we invest. I'm just pulling that number out of the air. Tom might need to check me later. But I think that would be fairly close to the right percentage. And that's, if you look, we're an industrial research agency, so purpose is, of course, to translate and assist industry with Australian science. If you look at a company, they might invest 4% or even only 2% in cutting-edge research. So based on that projection, you might say, so a university would probably be something more than what we are, given we're kind of in the middle between industry and academia. If that helps you.
Senator Walsh.
Yeah, I'll just wrap up quickly, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Late last year, the government issued new directions for the awarding of research grants by the Australian Research Council, aligning those grants with the Modern Manufacturing Initiative. Do you have a perspective on what the implications of that sort of shift are for the scientific community?
Senator, just insofar as the priority areas in the modern manufacturing strategy, we shared a lot of our information with the department on what we were seeing in terms of areas of strength in Australia and areas that Australia might need. So those priority areas do align fairly well with what we think the priority will be for the need of industry. And given that, then universities should find it a bit easier to commercialise their discoveries in those spaces because have a bit more interest, a bit more pull from industry to support.
Okay.
Okay.
The chair is winding me up. Thank